There is no need to wait for the next year to come before we implement beneficial habits. Salam and hello everyone. Welcome back to the Balanced Deen channel. My name is Khadija, and in today's video I want to share a few tips specifically on social media habits that we should be modifying right now. There is no need to wait for the next year to come before we implement beneficial habits, especially if the following habits improves our overall well-being, our mental health, our mental clarity. So let's jump right in. Number 1, schedule time and be selective of the platform and the device, such as using only your laptop or phone, for example. Often, if we are bored, if we are procrastinating, or if we have a little bit of down or idle time, we jump onto the gram to see what pictures or reels have been posted, or we scroll through Twitter for instant tweets and reactions. Curiosity is part of our nature. However, by being intentional with what we view, what we want to learn, or what we want to experience, we have a better possibility of managing our time better. I think it's also more healthy from an emotional, a spiritual, and a behavioral perspective to be specific about what we want to consume. We could be, sparing ourselves from falling down the rabbit hole of the internet, which we have all experienced. I have had to take breaks from social media, and this more often than not has happened after I spent way too much time on a specific platform. I later realized that after perhaps hours of consumption, I needed a break and would later detox. It can become cyclical if not careful, and for me it takes learning to get a sense of what or when I have viewed too much or have become overstimulated by what I am viewing on the internet. Many of us have experienced digital or technology overstimulation, and this happens when we have trouble processing large amounts of information we take in online, leading us to feel distracted, anxious, fatigued, and even depressed. Therefore, I encourage all of us to be mindful of the time we spend on the internet and the platforms we are using for consumption of information. Number 2 on the list is to understand that much of the content on the internet is searchable and available at all times. According to Digital Marketing Institute, evergreen content is search-optimized content that is continually relevant and stays fresh for readers over a long period of time. So if you need to take a break and are worried about missing out, don't worry. There are tons of ways to get information on the internet, especially with YouTube, for example. Sometimes we check our phones constantly and our computers constantly and on different apps just to see the latest news, gossips, trends, or what have you. For some of us, being in tune to what's going on the internet is more business related than not. And I understand, I get it. We don't want to miss out on what's happening, on what's trending, but I can't stress enough that the constant need to be in the know can cause additional stress. And I know some of you already know this. If you can be more strict with your time, I think it can be more beneficial in the long run. This relates as well to my earlier point about being selective with what you consume and how much of it you consume. And for my third point today, the minute you feel unmotivated, jealous, or being hard on yourself about why you aren't where you seem you need to be, get off the internet. In fact, if you feel any of these things, stay off the internet. Don't even get on it in the first place. It is rare that turning to the internet can boost our spirits if we are depressed. Perhaps if we decide to listen to a lecture on hope and gratitude, we may be doing ourselves a good deed. However, often we do ourselves a disservice by looking for a spiritual, emotional, or energy boost in the lives of others. It rarely works to our advantage. So what we should do, or what we should think about doing in the meantime, include finding productive alternatives that can boost or lift us up. We could recite more dhikr or adhkar, we could read a book, we could go for a walk, we could dust off the cookbook in our cabinets and try to create something new. For myself, I have a book that I'm working on completing at the moment. It has taken me quite some time to get through this book, but this is one of my many do's, which I will share with you in a future video. So there you have it, a few social media habits to implement now. Don't wait for the next year. Let me know in the comments what you are planning to do with regards to improving your relationship with the internet. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.